Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you. This is another episode of the Jams Football Show with Kyle Harris, and today we have two very special guests, possibly a third if he joins in time. We got on Omar Shokir, and we have on Mr. Ardell.
I'm here. What's going, guys?
What's going on, guys?
So, guys, you were just coming off championship, your first one.
Yeah.
It's a good
I
one.
mean, it's a good one. I mean, you guys came up close a couple of years ago, and literally, it was just. You guys can maybe run me through what happened on that final drive in that game, but I think there was 5-10 seconds left, and you guys just gave up a really long touchdown. What was it to the tight end of Hurricanes in that game?
Yeah. What happened? It was 12 seconds left. I remember catching a pick and then running it back. They had 12 seconds left after the kickoff. 14. And then they just drove down the field.
Yeah.
And it was one super long pass to the tight end. But he didn't score, though. It was a play after that. So, yeah, it was just quarterback scramble. And he just launched it back in the end zone. Guys, literally slid across the back of the end zone to catch the ball.
But I can honestly say it was inexperience because honestly what we did, the first thing we did is after Ardell scored a touchdown, we're all hyped up. We all thought we won the game. 14 seconds left. We decide to kick out of bounds intentionally. We decide. I wasn't on the field, but we decide to do so because we're telling ourselves, we're afraid they take it and run it home. We're so bad at special teams. Let's not do that. So we did that. That's the first mistake. It started, I think, at the 50th. After that, for the first time the whole entire game, they decided to release their tight end. He had a 15 or 20-yard catch. And during that same catch, what we decided to do is we decided to go with two safety set. That was even another screw up, just inexperience. We thought, you know what? Let's just back up in the back. They need a touchdown. They're not going to get it. And then that drive, that's what happened. And the following drive, the final drive, that's when our line everyone thought, let's just all play back. So what they did is they played back. They weren't really rushing. They had a lot of time on the clock. And then, what's his name? Kevin Shull was able just to literally just
sneak past everyone.
Right, it was literally right in between Brandon and AD. It was just a crazy pass, crazy catch, and it was it. Then the extra point came to win it. That could have been judged either way, but it was a fair run right up the middle, and refs called it. That's it. Nothing you could do.
That must have just been a killer loss. Just watching that game, it's like, wow, are you serious? That really just happened? But so you guys.
Real quick. Can we make our guest present our guest to everyone?
Yes.
Because when they talk, all we see is a blank space. So here we go.
You seeing it now, Harris?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so that's a tough loss. And then I really expected huge things out of you guys last season, and you guys were really hitting it hard in the off season. It seems like you were scrimmaging everyone and their mother.
And let's not forget, Kyle, that we actually considered joining.
Well, I'm talking about last season in the preseason. It looked like Broom was primed for another championship when you looked at the way that they were approaching the off season. But yeah, So Horace, go on to say what you were just saying.
So yeah, I remember during this past off season, right before the season started, me and Kyle were considering joining you guys, but unfortunately things just didn't work out between both of your guys' group of guys and our guys' group of guys, and just looking back at it now, me and Kyle, who won maybe a combined 20 total games in 4 seasons, we could have had a championship right now.
Guys, honestly, everything happens for a reason. There was so much going on this off season. Pick you guys up. We weren't even sure if Ardell's going to make it back.
What was the story there?
Well, last season, right before the playoffs, right? Yeah, I had my grandmother got sick, and I had to go to Florida to help take care of her and get her, back up.
Okay.
Are
you a Florida guy yourself, or?
Yeah. That's where I'm from, so. Family called.
Okay.
I had to, drop everything and come. And that was right around the time of the holidays, so, It's of all that. So.
Yeah, Horace, you actually just stole my next question, which was when you looked at how Boonton was struggling last season. I mean, it's still by all accounts a pretty good team. You guys made the playoffs last season, but really just losing Ardell and you saw what he did the previous season. You saw what he did this season. It's like, wow, what a huge addition you are to the team. I mean, we're playing you guys. What was it, week 9, week 10 of this season? Ardell, I don't know what your numbers were in that game, but you just smoked us. And you probably caught about 2 interceptions too.
Yeah, I think so. That game, you guys kind of, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of pissed me off, sort of, without even doing it intentionally. I think you were talking about some wide receiver that was the best in the game, and I needed some kind of motivation to go into the next week, and that just happened to be what Brandon showed me that week. So that game I was a little more amped up than usual. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow! So it had to do with me because I come on here and run my big mouth. So you were extra motivated to shut me up in person. Was that it?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you play teams and you get you score a number of certain number of times, then it's easy to get complacent. So what Brandon and Elridge do is they try to feed me little tidbits to be motivated all week so that I'm not too relaxed going into the game.
Kyle, maybe you just stop talking. A lot of teams starting to hate you.
No. I don't hate Kyle at all. It's a competitive thing with me.
You were more fine out of us, Kyle.
Yeah.
Ardell, we weren't exactly friends on the field that day. I mean, I tried to give you a 5 after a play, but you weren't having it, man.
No, I think it was a play I got knocked down or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the only time I can recall. That's the only time I can recall not wanting to be touched because I just want to make sure I can breathe and because I fall from a high distance and I kind of just want to catch my breath first and it's a little frustrating. People like all around you trying to help you up, which they have the right to, but I just want to make sure I'm all right as a football player first before I get back up and shake hands. So
I hear you. Fair enough.
You saw the video with Swag where he just left Rich hanging. So I don't know.
Yeah, after I saw that, I figured it wasn't nothing personal. I mean, it's his own teammate after they just won a bid to the championship, and he's not shaking his own teammate's hand. So
I got lost at that moment. I got lost, and believe it or not, I didn't see Rich. Big as he is, I just didn't see him at the time. So I was tired. I was ready to get off the field and go home. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Rich is a handful. I remember in our game against you guys, we had to double him the entire time. So
yeah, and we weren't doubling him initially in that game, which was boggling my mind. I was really angry about that.
I mean, it was our fault. We just didn't give him the respect, even though you told us about him. You're like, watch out for this guy. He is a tank.
Dude, that game,
Mm-hmm.
I was sick that game. I came in. Even my father was like, "Why are you even going to the game?" It was all the way in Torpy.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Look, I'm a captain. I have to go.
And
I have to make sure." Yeah, and it was really early. I literally come up. I have like a XXX large jacket. Everyone's like, "What are you doing?" They're making fun of me, and I'm just like, "Trust me, guys." They're saying I'm not gonna play because I am sick, but I can't play. I'm sick. So I'm sitting there, but literally afterwards, you guys started double teaming him. I think it was you and Sammy. Dude, you guys abused Rich.
It was me and Hanny, and yeah, we got like overly physical. We got angry.
Some plays, I was just like, Rich, I feel sorry for you, dude. You are, and he just because he played in a tackle football league with pads and everything, so he's used to it. I'm just like, dude, thank God I don't play defense. I mean,
or against you.
Against you. I mean, but you guys were just squishing him like a sandwich, and I was like, I would have left there really. Not one piece.
Yeah, I would imagine he got bruised up because we let it all out on him.
Yeah, and Henny's a very physical player. So, so going back, I said you guys didn't have the season that you expected to have last season. So, kind of going into this season, what was your main focus in the off season? I'm assuming, obviously, that part of that was getting Ardell back. I mean, obviously, family came first, and that's what he had to do last season. But getting him back, I'm sure, was big. Rich is another one.
Yeah,
you guys didn't have him late last season.
Yep.
Yeah. Because what happened? I mean,
he did play. Omar, correct me if I'm wrong. He did play a game or two early on in the season. Last season?
No, it was actually Namdi. Namdi played a couple games last season.
Okay.
Last season, Rich actually moved to Boston.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So after the championship game, we're getting all the guys riled up for the following season. And he's just like, guys, I'm sorry, I got to sit this one out. I can't join. I'm moving to Boston. And I was like, what? So he ends up moving to Boston for his job. And then I'm still following up with him because he went to school with me. That's why I know him very well, NJIT. So I followed up with him earlier this season. The beginning of this season, he had just got in like injury at his shoulder, and he was still in Boston. And he was like, I was like, what are you thinking? Would you like to come join this season? I'm not sure, Omar. I'm not sure. And then just week started right around the beginning of the beginning of the season. I reached out to him. He's like, bro, let me give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. And then he started, and he was motivated. He just fell in love with it. You know?
Oh yeah, he's an animal. And then you guys also picked up Ahmed Faraj. Is it Faraj?
Yeah.
It's Farag because he's Egyptian, so they have a G.
Yeah, someone tried to explain that to me.
Don't tell him to explain stuff. Always admit he's Palestinian.
Yeah, he's Palestinian, right? Part Palestinian.
He's half.
But I think his father's Egyptian, so we'll give him the G.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, so going back to my question, biggest off-season priorities. Obviously, it's getting some of your ponies back, some of your best players back. But what else did you guys kind of want to do to right the ship and not have the season that you guys had previously?
For me, it's kind of like everything kind of lined up with getting us back. So once we got back, my main focus was getting Brandon to accept the quarterback role. I knew early on.
Can you guys walk us through your whole quarterback situation? Because I just don't even know the full story myself. There was this guy, then another guy, and then a third guy.
Initially, this is what happened. So when we first started scrimmaging, Brandon was QB. And I'm just in his ear, like, you need to play QB if we're going to have a chance to win, just because of the chemistry that we can build and the way you can run. And he was, adamant about not doing it. He was so against it. So we had a friend of mine, me, Elle, and Brandon, named Kevin, who actually played quarterback in college. I forget where, but he actually played quarterback. So he knew what he was doing. So coming into the season, we had a pretty good idea of what we were gonna do. And then, like, first game, I think, right, Kevin got hurt, like he messed his ankle up really bad. So now Brandon has to go back to playing quarterback. So it's like, and I just remember telling him, I told you from the beginning you were gonna have to play quarterback.
Like, it was actually, you had AD was still in Florida. AD's talking in the whole off season. Only person to keep in touch with is Brandon. No one else heard anything from AD. We're sending emails and everything. The guy knows where he is. God knows if he's ever going to come back to Jersey. And then me and Cootie, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but to be honest, none of this could have happened without me having Cootie and Brandon. I mean, I just call them us. We all joke around the big three, but they're the backbone. Honestly, without them two, I couldn't have done anything. I mean, honestly, just week in, week out, us, practicing, us meeting up, talking, having conference calls. So that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
But was Brandon wanted to play in another football league. Or actually, me and Cootie were telling him, look, why don't we play another football league, and why don't you be quarterback? And it was me, Cootie, actually Haroon played with us as well. And we're not sure how we want to go about this season. And we played, and Brandon played in that. It was ACFL 6-on-6. He just started playing and stuff, and he started doing okay, and he was doing good. And we're like, bro, you really got to give it a shot. We gave you a shot 2 years ago. I think the pressure got to him, so he decided to fall off. And he's like, nah, you know what? And he did kind of get injured, but I think the pressure got to him more, and he decided not to. 2 years passed. He played in this little league. This season comes. We had Sheikh actually on our roster. We had Kevin on our roster, and we had Brandon. But Brandon's telling himself he's a receiver, and that's it. So Sheikh, actually, his schedule just gets very busy. So he's just, I'm not sure if I can make games, and so it was a commitment thing. So him on his own, he knows the dedication that we put on it and how much time we spend. So he was like, you know what, guys, I don't think I'll be able to come full time. You know what, so just don't put me as starting quarterback. And then we said, okay, fine, let's try Kevin. First game of the season, actually, Brandon couldn't come to the game, and Kevin started. Second snap of the game was actually me accidentally. We didn't even have a center that game. So I had a high snap. Kevin caught it, twisted his ankle. Who comes in? Big dog Cootie.
That was the Hurricanes,
that was the Hurricanes game. He didn't do that bad, to be honest.
He did okay.
And then we were just like, you know what, we definitely, Brandon, you got to do some work. That's when AD and L just, chirp, chirp, chirp,
Every
chirp.
every five
Like,
minutes, I was. We have a group text between me, Ellen, and Brandon, and just like every week during the off season, he was text. That's why he was the only person I was talking to. So every week he would ask me would I be coming back, and I just kept saying I don't know because I didn't want to tell him I was, and then I wasn't. And then like August, I got the okay from the fam to come back if I had the choice, and I came back, and then so just like how he was on me every day, I was on him to assume the role of being the QB of the team, and you know it was no other way for him to be on the team as far as I'm concerned, except for him to play quarterback. So
Okay, so that's pretty interesting, honestly. So, Kyle, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. So you guys were 4-6 in the regular season, but you really started to turn it up at the end of the regular season. And what just kind of made things click all of a sudden? I mean, was there a change in scheme? Was it, simplifying things? Was there a heart-to-heart conversation? A motivational speech? I mean, what kind of made things click all at the end? I mean, there's no doubt that you guys always had the talent. But, the record showed that you guys weren't playing great the entire year. So what really made it click to the point where you could take down Swag, where you could take down Dime City, where you could take down Union, all these, this teams, this super run that you guys had? What made everything click? Was there one specific thing? Was it a couple things coming together? What was it?
for the most part, it was well. If you look at all the games we've lost, they were by like eight
less than 6 points.
yeah, less than
Less
six
than 6
points.
points.
So every game, we just take something and we just apply it to getting better as a team. So the whole season we're finding our identity, so to speak. So then by the time week 10 comes around, we've played everybody. And I'm not gonna. That's what happened to Union. Union played. We lost by 6, right?
Yeah.
4 to 6 points, I think.
Yeah.
The week before, then the next week was the playoffs. So all we did was we took the mistakes we made because a lot of our losses was just us beating ourselves, and then we just got it to the point where we kind of just tried to perfect everything and iron out the details. And the 6 points that we lost by ended up coming in our favor on the other end. It's when we just didn't shoot each other in the foot.
I think that's the biggest thing. Honestly, one thing I could say about our team is that during the regular season, we get hard on each other. Like, I'll make some call, you'll find AD telling me, "Oh, what the hell are you talking about?" Or like Brandon makes a call and AD's just literally looking at Brandon really strong, like, "What are you doing? Why don't you run the ball or something?" So really, we build on that throughout the whole entire season. But the main thing that when playoff times comes, or we know it's a crunch time, honestly, we tell everyone, guys, it's over. There's no point in arguing. There's no point in yelling at one another. Everyone just put it out there, and that's it. This is the last game of the season. You know what? So just if someone makes a mistake, stay calm, stay cool, and just play it on. Like, honestly, once Dime City, like I kept telling everyone, watch number 3. Dime City's first touchdown was number 3, was Ahmad, tight end, releasing, Stayed cool. Everyone just stayed composed, and we just kept moving on it, And I think that's the biggest thing I can say about our guys. Like, a lot of them during the season we might always get on each other, but towards the end of the season, or even like it's just we're always encouraging one another, even after the games. Always know what our mistake is. We're like, guys, we screwed up in this. We always talk to each other about it, And the best thing I always try to tell the guys, especially like AD, Brandon, Cootie, Jay, all the guys who are I think more seasoned, more experienced. I always tell them, guys, tell the other guys what they did wrong, And that's what really I think helps build our chemistry.
All right, so I got one more question for you guys. So we've seen both you and Swag win the championship in recent years. And I said this before, I think the league is moving towards a more finesse game. It's a lot faster paced. Like, the teams with the best lines don't matter as much. Do you guys think that's true? Are the skill positions more important than everything else now?
Well, I mean, yes and no, because you can have skill positions, but take the Knights, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They have some good skilled players. Some pretty fast guys. But as a team, you need that cohesion. And with finesse comes the chemistry. Like Omar said, the first year I played, we went to the championship against the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
We had a team with the skilled players, but we didn't have the necessary chemistry to make our finesse work. So I think it all depends on your personnel. Like Dime City is not a finesse team. That's not how they got to the championship. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're physical, team. They block for this kid who and then he just runs all over the place, and it's just before you know it, they have, 2 touchdowns. And I think once you find your identity in a league like this, it's important to stick to it and then build on it. Don't try to change too much of what you do. Try to add and implement it in what your foundation is, and then that's how you grow as a team, so to speak. I think.
But
All
I
right.
think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the only thing I want to say, honestly, I think I can kind of see this as like I don't think every single team needs to have finesse amount of players. However, every team has its strength. Like Dime City, they ran it down our throats. No matter what we did, we could not stop Mike. It just literally their whole line, all their
You guys did stop the big play. He didn't rip off a long touchdown.
we did, I think we really match up well. And also if like I think every team in this league has a decent strong line. I honestly seen that escalate. That I think every team now, at least the big ones, I think they have personnel that really know what they're doing, because the quarterback does need time for sure, especially some of the not mobile ones. And you have to know your personnel and use them. The one thing that I can always remember, and I tell my team all day, look at Omar Wabasi, what he did with Code Red last year. Unbelievable. You could take any group of guys, if you know their strengths, and just dominate with it. That's all you got to do. If you're a captain, you're a quarterback, and you know how to utilize your guys' strengths, you can do anything. And I really, like I was talking to Kyle a couple of days ago, I really think, I think it was you, Kyle, but for the league, honestly, this season was pretty even. Look at us. We're number 7. Dime City's number 5. Knights are number 4, I think. But all the teams, we're all very similar, even though we're all the way at the bottom. But we're all decent strengths. Like any of us can win on any given day. SWAT game was close. Dime City was really close. And Union, they were just. That's another thing. They're missing some players too. Like that previous game before, they had Kareem. Kareem was humongous. Kareem. So every game, every team has its strengths, and you just gotta work with that.
Yeah, one thing I can honestly say about the league is I really have seen the talent level improve at least a little bit every single year. I don't think it's gotten worse in it from one year to the next. And yeah, even look at like the bottom 2 and 3 teams, Gladiators and VS. Gladiators tied with the Knights. They were really in some tough games. One-score game with Union. And VS, beat Hurricanes. Hurricanes is a team in the playoffs playing hard. So yeah, it's definitely the league is a lot better on average. I will agree with you there. And I really thought that you guys were going to come to defend your line a little bit. Horace is. Let's be honest, Horace. We've not really overall sung the praises for Boonton's line. We're just being honest with you guys.
It's weird because you guys have a good defensive line, but your offensive line is just.
Well, Horace is probably not as bad as we're giving credit for. They just won the championship, but I think Brandon probably makes you guys look a little bit better than what you are, because the fact that he can extend plays. But I really thought that you guys, when Horace asked that question, were going to defend your line a little bit more.
Nope, they know it's all on them.
Well, I don't know. I can't. Our line, I wouldn't trade. My line.
Hold on. Is he breaking up for you, Kyle?
Yeah. You guys still there? I think you were breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys hear us now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so all I heard is you wouldn't trade, and then that's where it cut off.
Okay, I wouldn't. I was saying I wouldn't trade my line for any line in the world, so to speak. So I'm satisfied with the line we have, and I'd rather work with them to build to our offense to make them as strong as the defensive line, than to just try to grab a whole new line of random guys. So
there you go. That's what I wanted to hear.
And honestly, I think you guys know me very well. I'm not a big talker. I won't go on there and, on the forum or go on whatever and start saying, what are you guys saying, or everything. I honestly do feel like our line did improve. I'm not sure if you saw Wally, for instance, our center. He got a lot better. His snapping speed and the details. And that's one thing, honestly, we really emphasize on our team. Is that we tell the guys, look, we have the skilled players, learn from them, you know. So like in practices, we'll have Rich, you know, go up against Wally, you know, Tamer shed weight, you know, L, bro, you pissed off L so
Yeah,
bad
you
that
did.
he became our grunk, you know.
L was
So
L was mine was more competitive.
yeah,
L took that
yeah,
personally.
you
L
know,
was he
like
was to this
I
day.
definitely think he improved. I didn't
oh
see
sure,
improvement with him. I will say that.
Mhm.
I have no doubts about saying that. And I really didn't go against Wally this year, although I did go against him the previous year. But I don't think he had any bad snaps in the game that we played, and I do recall him having some poor snaps, I believe, the previous season. So
no, by all means. I mean, your analysis is correct. I mean, like L last season could not block, even his catching ability, but he put the time
he
this season.
improved. He improved. He definitely did improve. I
Honestly,
saw him
every
snag a ball, at least one ball in the championship game too. So caught some balls against us when we played you guys. Anyway, let's go. Actually go to the tape and let's look at some plays from that. Let us know if you guys are seeing this. Are you seeing this yet right now? Are you seeing my screen? I didn't.
No, we see the game.
Okay. Let me. Trying to make it full screen, but I'm not seeing it right now. Why is
Oh, that's just you have to click on the Vimeo link itself.
that? Okay. Usually you don't have to
Yeah.
do that.
Uh, I don't know. I just remember playing around with it. I just saw it right now. But yeah.
All right, here we go.
hmm
By the way, by all means, guys, this is your championship game. If there's specific plays that you want to point out, just let me know. But I got a couple plays that have stuck out to me that I want to
Okay.
show. Not this play.
I know which one you're talking about. That one.
Right there. Oof. And so you were saying that you were pissed off earlier because I was getting on the show and I was saying, "Oh, this guy, he's definitely the best receiver in the league." I'm trying to think who I said that was. Maybe it was Mustafa, or maybe it was D'Lo, maybe one of those guys. In your mind, you're thinking, and every good player should think like, I can't be stopped out there. I am the best.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was
we're
Mustafa.
just seeing that raw ability that you have. And just hearing you talk, I haven't really had any conversations with you prior to this other than, just, meet and greet type of stuff. But you seem like you really understand the game too, just from, talking to you about football. But
Yeah, I mean, well,
go ahead.
I mean, just I've been around. I mean, I grew up in Florida. I've had family members who've been in the NFL, and like the game. I actually learned the game from
Care
a lot.
to tell us those names? Do we possibly know
Well,
who they are?
I have a cousin, Clinton Portis, who played.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I have a friend of mine, CJ Spiller, who also plays.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we got some big names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the guys I learned the game from were, players in the SEC, ACC, and who played in the NFL. So I never was a football player in high school, only because everybody played it. So, I just picked up on what they taught me, and I just apply that to, playing a skill position, so to speak.
Wow, because like you have the impressive speed, you have the ups, and like that touchdown pass in I think the semifinals, the one that was on Ahmed's Instagram, that was a bullet pass.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, he made it look like an effortless catch too. It's kind of, from what I saw, it kind of looked like the ball came and you just kind of like took your eye off it at the end, but didn't matter because you just still caught it, hands, no problem, touchdown. It kind of like I almost felt like your body language showed like, man, that's too easy right there.
like it's like you've been there before.
well, I mean, so to speak, yeah. I mean, when I do like train in the off season, I actually trained for this season. As far as far as hands go, I did a lot of catching in the dark, a lot of blindfold catching, a lot of one-handed stuff.
You catching bricks too?
No, not yet. Maybe that's something I could do this season. But last off season, I definitely wanted to make sure that if I dropped the pass, it was not my fault. And my motto is everything that touched my hands, I'm gonna catch it. Or at least I'm gonna go balls to the wall to try to catch it. And then part of that play was me and Brandon's. That's the chemistry I was talking about. If you can see, the reason I took my eye off the ball is because I'm looking at Brandon. I'm not looking at the ball. And that's part of the reason I work on my hands so much is so that I can look at the offense and the defense at the same time, and can trust that my hands will make the catch they're supposed to make.
Yeah, I mean the best receivers know how to catch with their hands. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Brandon's a great guy, but you guys should definitely come watch our practices. He'll really yell at you if you drop a pass.
How often do you guys practice?
And
what's attendance like at those practices?
It's really just offense. It's really actually the receivers. Receivers in our center.
It's Wally. Mm-hmm. So Wally puts the work in. Wally is
big time. Because
our offense can't function without Wally. Not gonna lie, our offense can't function properly. Timing can't go right if Wally doesn't snap the ball appropriately. So I gotta give a huge shout out to Wally.
And I've seen game change when different centers come in and the snap speed is completely off.
Exactly. So it's Wally, me, Omar, Cootie, Brandon, and L, and Momo. And so we just get our timing down and work on routes and switch up routes, and I work with Momo and L with footwork, things like that. We'll be out there for 3 hours, 3-4 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow. I mean, Horace, maybe you know better than me, but I can't think of off the top of my hand too many teams that practice regularly. Can you think of them?
Let's see. Not the Union. I don't know about the Knights. I don't know. Maybe Dime City, because Dime City, they play together. They come in like a caravan together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams do the preseason. Like you guys know, I always try to set up the preseason with a lot of teams. Dime City's huge. They're always available in the preseason to play.
Oh yeah, they love it.
Yeah, but during the season it gets tough. But to be honest, we tell ourselves, look, it's football. It's only one season. It's like a workout for us once a week. We all hit the gym. Or actually, I don't. I mean, these guys. I mean, so if I do, I'll do little things here. I was like, so it's not bad having a nice fun practice once a week to really work it all out and get things settled. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. Hey, listen, if that is the standard, right, that you guys in Dime City, you guys practice the most out of all the teams in the league. Let's just say that is true. I don't know that it is. Well, look, it led to both you guys making a championship appearance and having a good championship game. And one last thing I'm going to point out on that play, the coverage is pretty good, too. And, Ardell, before we got on air, you said that the best corners that you went against in this league were from Dime City. And one of the reasons that you said that is because they play a lot of man, and you feel like that's one of the times that you've really been tested by a corner. Was this guy in the coverage right here, was this one of the guys that you were speaking about?
Yeah. And it's just, I'm not gonna lie. It's just 50% of me and Brandon having worked that play out a bunch, and then the other 50 just me being disciplined as a receiver. Using my athleticism to my advantage. So I mean, they play a physical bump and run man defense, and it seems to work with most receivers. But I come from that, that style of play, being from Florida. So I embrace it. So when somebody gets that close, my eyes light up, and Brandon knows that. So I don't even have to say anything to him. I mean, Omar can attest. I can look at Brandon, and he can look at me, and we'll know what to do. Even if I don't get the ball, he knows what route I'm going to run. So.
All right. So let's go on to another play. So right here we're seeing really Brandon's ability, which not too many people have.
Scrambling ability, and then he just outruns everyone. That's like a 15, 30, actually, it might be like a 30-yard run just in his little circle.
I don't know if you realized, but there's only 2 times I think the whole season Brandon has done this, and it's actually in this game.
He does it back-to-back plays then.
Exactly. But he's never in the regular season. He's never scrambled like that. But I mean, he put the thinking cap on. It's like he needs time.
I told Brandon that because he earlier in the game he took a few sacks, And I told him, like, there should be no reason that you take sacks in this league ever. Everything should be at least a 1 yard gain for us because of your ability. And I said, this is the last game. You don't have to be Peyton Manning this game. You can be whoever you want to be. We just got to win. So he kind of just, let his ability take over at some times.
And I remember, like, he really drives their offense, that running ability. He is so explosive and so fast as a runner. It's hard to account for that, especially as a defensive lineman. You're rushing for the passer. You're not trying to contain in this league. I think I've contained maybe twice in, like, 4 years in this league.
Man, I'm telling you, that's something, though, you got to do, though. I mean, that's one thing I can definitely say with Ahmed Faraj and AB our DNs, they were able to do pretty well, is the contain. I mean, it's a big thing with some of these mobile quarterbacks. I mean, you have to try your best to do it, unless like actually, Dime City's QB. I watched the video yesterday once it was posted, and they were just like he was able to really get our guys jumping high up in the air, And
yeah, he had a couple nice pump fakes, which I don't know that we'll have time to show them, but he caught you off guard every now and then with a little pump fake here. They're just buying him just a little bit extra time to throw a more suitable pass. But yeah, and we're talking about Brandon's ability too. Is there a guy that in the league that when they hit the sideline they have a chance to take it the distance better than him? I don't know that there is, because I've seen it so many times just watching you guys film. When he used to take those jet speed sweeps, he gets to the sideline, he's gone.
There's only one quarterback I remember, and he couldn't throw at all. That was Altamash Raja of Swag.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at this very next play. So you said he did this 2 times all year, and it happens to be on back-to-back plays in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why I'm showing this play, which is not really the same reason, not Brandon's ability. All right, so Ahmed Harris, who, I have a man crush on this guy. Not gonna lie. Great player, and listen, he's an awesome defensive end, stand-up rush linebacker. But he's playing corner this game, I'm noticing. All right? But look who's hawking him down.
Yeah.
he knows he's going to get caught, so he laterals the ball. And it's unsuccessful. That's 3 points right there.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Well, actually, some info came to me when I was talking to Casey. So, Casey, I don't know how true it is, but I believe you, man. I like Casey. I love Casey. He's a good guy.
Casey's my favorite player in the league.
He told me actually that Ahmad on that play, what he told me he pulled the hammy.
Oh, okay.
So he told me. So I mean, because we were all saying the same thing. We were like, why is that? But I said the first thing I said inexperience, just like what happened to us. I was like, maybe just he really thought he would have a better chance to lateral it. But Casey said he pulled the hammy. But
yeah,
I'm just down.
You kind of tell,
I just thought he was gassed. I mean,
I just saw Rich go and he just wouldn't stop, and he saved us some points. So
yeah, it was huge. It would have been a totally different game if they got those points.
No doubt about it. All right, so let's move a little bit ahead in the game. And see, and then we're talking, and that's not the play I'm trying to show, but we're talking about Elridge improving his hands. He just had an Odell Beckham one-hander right there, so give him props.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, El worked extremely hard. He had to. I was talking about on him. I was on him this offseason. On him hard.
I mean, he led our team, I think, in the what's it called? The extra points.
Yeah, conversion.
He even caught some touchdowns this season. Like he really improved. He did a great job just working, and I mean, he just every week, even if we were in practice, when we would start BSing, he would be the one saying, "Guys, I'm not here to BS. I want to get play. I can get ready for the game." And we'd be like, "Okay." And he would really take it seriously, but he did a great job.
I could tell he was really serious in the game. Like he was playing angry.
Yeah,
he has to. That's what makes him effective. So whatever works.
All right, so here's another beauty right here. So we got you on our dome. I mean, again, the coverage is good. You're not, it's not like you have 5 yards of separation on the corner. It's just, Brandon's hitting you in stride. And one thing I was hoping to get him on, And really, I wanted to ask him, like, did you know that you could play quarterback this well? Because you
I,
guys kept telling me that, he was so apprehensive, didn't want to play quarterback. But if he knew that he had this ability to play this well, surely if you guys are asking him, he would have taken you guys up on the offer.
that's the thing. Brandon, he didn't know because he was never in that position. So like when we scrimmage and we spend time throwing like bombs or whatever to warm up. He's like launching the ball down the field. I'm like he's the only person that I've ever played with that can out throw me, and I need to be out thrown in order for me to make my routes work, so I can go get the ball. And I just kept trying to tell him this. So once he got the confidence, then it was a wrap from there. He just took off as a player. So I think he just exploded on as an offensive threat, better than wide receiver in my opinion.
Like 2 years ago, the first time I ever even met Brandon, when we merged with Nexus. So Cody, we were looking for a quarterback, and as you guys know, we tried to pick up Omar Khalaf, and then we said, okay, we have no other choice. Cody kept telling me, bro, don't worry, Brandon has an arm. That kid, I know we can work with him, and he can be amazing. Don't worry about it. So I'm always that person to tell you I have no problem developing anybody. I'm always down with that. And he told me that, and I saw him practice a little bit with us, and I was like, wow, that's not bad. And then, honestly, the biggest thing I think the motivation for him this year was us going to that ACFL league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the captain of that ACFL league. Me and Cootie told him, look, you're going to be captain. Me and Cootie, you're going to be captain. He was captain. Actually, we had Boonton Chaudhry, who's our quarterback. Then her just wasn't. It was okay. We said, let's try out. And just there's something that it really puts hard.
Hey, Omar, is your battery on your phone dying?
No, I think it's actually, I'm getting a call. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It was kind of fading out, and we heard like a little ringing or something.
Yeah,
but I pretty much got everything. Though you're saying that ACFL league, Brandon was the captain. That was really his motivation. You and Corey took a step back.
Sorry about that.
Harrison's dancing over
there. Yeah, but so going back to, it's not just, see, some guys got really strong arms that can push the ball downfield really far, but he just throws a pretty ball. Like, is there another quarterback in this league that throws like a better spiral? I mean, kind of reminds me of like, when I see quarterbacks in the NFL, like Russell Wilson to me throws a really pretty ball. And I just, when I'm watching Brandon throw these passes, it's like, it just looks really natural. And I'm just wondering, like, okay, why wasn't this guy doing this sooner?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I tried to explain to him. After the Union game, I came up to him and I said, you've always been, athlete, you have an arm, but now you're starting to look like a quarterback. Like your mannerisms, the way you are in the huddle, the way you're talking, you're starting to be the position, which is what you kind of, got to be at quarterback. You're the leader of a bunch of men. So he's always had that spiral. I don't know. Some of the passes Brandon has made this season have been like phenomenal. He's had some passes to Jay that I'm on the other side, and I'm like, that's great. That's great. I can't say anything else. He's just had the natural ability, and once you combine the confidence with it, it's just no stopping the guy, I think.
I mean, I don't think there is anyone in this league who's more dedicated to anything when he puts his mind to it like Brandon. I mean, that kid, he gets up early in the morning on the weekends. Even during the weekdays, he works out, and if he puts his mind to something, he's just on it 24/7. And with football, that's basically what he said. Okay, I'm the quarterback. Fine. We have to have practice my way. Got to do this. We got to do that. And he just kept drilling it in, practice. Even the last two practices of the season, actually, we were only able, like some people had, like AD had some work things. I had some stuff going on. There was one practice, only two people showed up. One person showed up. He just, I got to go there. I got to warm up my arm. I got to do this. And it was just, kept motivating himself and pushing himself,
Hey, well, you guys, hey, listen, you just won a championship. And I think that you guys even have room for so much more potential. I think you guys really, really found something special with him. I just want to go through the next play, and if you guys want to highlight any more plays other than that, then by all means. But again, again, this ability that not too many quarterbacks have. And listen, the thing is you guys aren't looking to do that with him that often. I don't know how many design runs, if he even had any when we played you guys. But I mean, listen, the thing is teams aren't expecting him to do that. I mean, maybe at the beginning of the season they're thinking, oh, okay, it's Brandon. You know, we just gotta just beware of his running ability, and that's how we'll stop him. But no, I mean, teams are seeing that he's hitting these just beautiful passes to these excellent receivers that he has. They're respecting that, and then all of a sudden, late in the game, design run, and teams aren't expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, we used to get in arguments all the time because I used to tell him he has to, be willing to run. Because what happened is in this beginning of the season, he would take sacks because he kept repeating, I don't want to be considered a running quarterback. And I had to keep explaining, like, you can use your legs as a safety mechanism and not, necessarily, to escape. You can, run your plays and be your Tom Brady that you want to be, but when you need to run, you need to run. And then once he got that concept, then because we don't have any design run plays for Brandon. All his run plays is him reading the defense. He just emphasized, the passing game so much because he knew what we had to do. So
no, because honestly, me and Cootie just kept I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago when Brandon was quarterback. Omar Abbasi had a post. Omar Abbasi, I think we had just beaten Spartans, and it was a crazy game. Yes, it was like the last 3 second. It's just a
snowball.
No, not the snowball. Actually, it was actually during the regular season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When we played them, I think it was like 2-3 seconds left, and he threw
he
Hail
threw
Mary.
Yeah, and I caught the ball.
And it was like just a crazy throw. But after that, I remember very well. Omar Abbasi had posted, and he was like, "Dude, I think anyone can beat him because anyone can beat Spartan. I mean the BBH because they can't live with the run." And that's something I think we always kept reminding him about. It's like, dude, you have to develop yourself as a throwing quarterback. So beginning this year, he really just put that in his head. He's okay, for me to be a great quarterback, I got to know how to throw. So he really worked on that and just kept putting the running to the side. And we're like, dude, okay, I'll bring that running back. Yeah. You got to bring up both,
Now you can run a little bit.
So that's really just it developed in his head, and thank God.
I screamed at him to run the ball in this play too. I don't know if anybody heard me, but I screamed like really loud, just like run, take off, and then he scored. So.
See, and here's the lesson right here is that people involved in Jams Media, myself, Omar Abbasi, we serve as motivation to other players.
By all means. Hey, look, I think there's no one in this league who does not appreciate what you guys do, no matter what. No matter what, even if you guys say that person's the worst person. I'm telling you, they come back and appreciate it because you sparked something in them.
I didn't start paying attention. I never was the website guy. I never looked on the website. I just showed up and played until they told me that you guys had a football show, and I was interested to see, a football show. So I've been watching every week. I watch every week. I want you guys to know. So if you say anything about me, I'm gonna rip you if I play you next week.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Hey, well, listen, we're singing your praises this week, so I don't know if I'm gonna be playing with you on Sunday, which is the All-Star game, by the way, for those
Sunday,
that might not know.
I'm just gonna have a good time and enjoy the game.
Hey, actually, what a perfect segue. So Kyle and I, we like to think of ourselves unaffiliated with the Jams board and everything. So we decided what better way to end the season than our very own All-Pro team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
by the way, guys, can you see my screen? And I did share this with you, Omar. I don't know if you wanted to pull it up on your computer.
I can actually see it on the screen.
Okay, cool.
All right. So
Horace, you set the parameters for this. You set the rules for this, so to speak. I went along with it.
All right. So I think the only rule I really put was that if we choose a player for one position, we cannot use him for another position. For example, Brandon Bowen. You guys QB. As much as I want to put him as a safety and he played a standing there, I couldn't do it. Just because I want to give respect to other players as well, even though he balled out at both positions.
All right, fair enough.
I helped you guys make it better. I think I got to put mine up.
And Horace, you also wanted this to be so. Like when we're doing like Jams All Stars, it's kind of like I think what 6 wide receivers make it. At least that's how it's been in previous years. So Horace, like I was pointing out, like at first we were thinking like doing something just all stars, but you're like, no, let's do like a top 20 players. So you wanted all pro team. So it's only about 20 players or so.
22 to be exact.
22 to be exact. And as Horace said earlier, you cannot pick the same player twice for different positions. So you went with Brandon, quarterback. Very good selection. I went with Corey. I was trying to spread the wealth. And actually, Corey's a better defensive player too than probably giving credit. He's had a couple interceptions. Had one against us. I think he might have had a pick 6 in one of the playoff games too, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Corey's a really good quarterback, and I thought this year was his best year by far. I think we played last year.
Yeah, I mean last year was his first season, and I mean he didn't even play high school football. He was a basketball player, as D'Lo told me. So, he's another person that you could really see a high ceiling with him.
All right. As for running back, we both actually running back and wide receivers. We picked the same set of 4 guys, which is kind of interesting, especially because wide receiver is such a deep group in this league.
Yep. Michael Gordon, game changer, no doubt about it. Mustafa. What can you say about him? I'll say this right now. Where would Union's offense be without him? And I know Rajab is very, very good, but you need playmakers. You need guys that can catch the ball, and they do have guys that can catch the ball. Eric is very good too, but
Rajab's never shy to give Mustafa credit.
Would you say, Horace?
Rajab's never shy to give Mustafa credit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Otherwise, we got you, Ordell, as our other receiver, and we both have D'Lo.
D'Lo's my second favorite player in the league.
Casey's number 1, right?
He's phenomenal, man. I mean, to be honest, the things that kid does, I keep telling my teammates when I watch video of that kid, just watch him run a route. I mean, he does not run a typical route. Like he runs the route very well, but he's very deceptive. To be honest, he's a very good player.
If you ever do a mic'd up segment for your like in game mic'd up, D'Lo is the first person I would have you choose.
That's not a bad idea, honestly. I don't think we have equipment for that.
That is a very, very good idea, and I don't think that we have equipment for that. But I don't think it would be that hard to do, though.
What, do we just like strap on an iPhone to him, put some headphones in, and have him talk?
No, I think you just get like a microphone that, I don't know, a lavalier microphone or something. But I don't know. We'd have to look into that. But I think that could be cool. You always talk about ways to improve the league, so it's food for thought, Horace. I really like that, Ardell. All right, let's go to the offensive line. So we both have Tarek McCowie, the center for the Spartans. He's an absolute animal.
Absolutely, like the best pivot in the game. Like I try to get up to his level. It's unreal how good he is, and he's in a tier by himself. There's no one that comes close to him in this league as a center.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good centers, but he's definitely the clear-cut number 1.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that one for sure.
All right. As for guards,
Sammy's actually so hold on. Harris, you picked Sammy as your center?
No. This is just out of order.
It's just the line. Okay, I see.
Yeah. We did eventually just end up doing 2 tight ends, 2 guards, and a center.
Well, no, I had suggested that, but
okay.
You wanted to go with just 5 straight offensive linemen, so I was like, okay, well, we'll do that.
I mean, I think it just lined up that way anyways, didn't it? Do you have who are your tight ends?
I mean, listen, we just put generic offensive line, so
okay, fair enough.
I thought about putting tight ends. I did think about putting L. I thought about putting Ray Bryan from Hurricanes, and I did think about Jay McPeters as well, but I decided to go with other people instead.
All right, so
one of those people being Casey, Ardell's favorite player. You also have him as well, Horace.
And we both have Omar Ogohale, one of my good friends, and I know he'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, he plays left guard for the Knights. Very physical player. Really like what he brings to the table. Plays some defense as well. I got the old man, Darren Garcia.
And this is where I kind of differed. I went with Sammy here, and I think Sammy has been really underrated.
He's another old guy as well.
He's another old guy, and I think he's the one guy this season that played at all 5 positions on the offensive line. That guy's I could trust almost everyone on our offensive line, but Sammy, I put him out to tackle. I put him out to center, or I didn't put him out to center, but he was putting center for me. He played both guard spots. There's no position that he can't block well at.
Yeah, and Sammy played. I mean, you look at him, his body type nowadays. I mean, he's an older guy, but he used to play linebacker back in high school, and he used to play rugby back in college too. So Sammy is a gritty, tough guy for sure.
And he's a guy who said he doesn't even go to the gym anymore. He just brings his body with him. Just still physically abuses linemen or defensive linemen.
Yep. And then we have a rookie, Queel Bay. You actually have him as a defensive player, but he plays. He's the guy with the dreads for Dime City. Guys, what did you see, Omar and Ardell? What did you guys see from him in the championship game? I think he wears number 74, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh. No. He's very good on both sides, but I'm with you guys. I mean, I would really. Since you guys are looking at every single player in the league, so it would be a tough decision, but I think I would put him on the O-line.
Yeah, just off the strength of how well they block as a unit. And oftentimes he's in the front. He's in the forefront of what's going down. So he's like the first person you see.
Running out, too.
Yeah, so.
Well, even on the defensive end, he does a very good job. Very strong, very good hand movements. And he's quick. He's quick for a big boy, you know?
And we both moving on. We both chose the flex player or same offensive flex player in Sean McAllister for swag. This guy, I think D'Lo was the one who mentioned it to Kyle before that. He is really underrated. He could do everything. We saw him line up at running back and wide receiver, and his speed, his hands, he's a great player.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it in their first playoff game that they put him at running back, and he was just ripping off these long runs. And you know, you wonder why they didn't do that a little bit earlier, like a couple games ago. Maybe they did. You know, maybe we just didn't see it because we didn't have access to all that tape. But excellent player. He beat us on a deep ball earlier in the year. Just a tremendous player who, really, because of all the other talent on the team, he's just been, he's not been shown enough love. Other than us, Horace. We've done it, since the inception of this show. But I think now he's starting to become more of a household name. So we really like him. So let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. I'm shocked that you don't have this name, Horace, and maybe part of it is because you haven't. I don't know if you've ever actually played against him. Maybe not that you can remember, but one of the games that you didn't make this year was the Union game. Dominic Russo. He's an absolute monster. He used to wrestle for Rutgers University with Kareem. That's how he actually came into No Jams, but he's a very good player.
I mean, honestly, okay, so we both got Bean in as a defensive end.
Who's Bean?
Ahmad Harris, number 3.
Oh, Ahmad Harris. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know Bean.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess his versatility just speaks for itself. The guy's athletic, he's fast, first year playing defensive end, and he produced. Kyle, I mean, I don't know if you're being humble, but I still consider you one of the best defensive players in the league. There's only a handful of pass rushers. Actually, there's one guy I would straight up put above you. Can you guess who that is?
Is that gonna be? Hold on. Let me stop for a second. Omar, could you guess who he's gonna say?
I was gonna say Hassan Hamdan.
Well, that's not who Horace is gonna say. Although he's a tremendous player as well. Horace was gonna say my brother.
I like to joke. I like to joke around.
We need Gary to play.
No, but he says that every week though.
Oh.
So I like to joke around that Kyle is the little Smith, even though he's 6'3", 220-ish.
6'1", maybe 215, 220.
All right, I gave you a little bit too much credit. Gary's bigger. I don't know if he's as fast anymore, but he is still explosive.
Gary reminds me a lot of Rich, man. He really does not. He just goes in there with no regard for anything. He just really dominates.
Gary goes to the same gym as me, and I've never felt smaller in my life.
Yeah, as you guys said, Gary needs to play more. But you look at one game, and we never got the tape on this game, but it was when we versed Swag, and we started Gary playing off. He was playing over the guard for the beginning of the game, and then we moved him over to nose, and he was going against Brian, and Brian came up to me after the game and said, your brother's the best lineman in the league. And if you watch the tape, and like I said, we didn't get it yet, but Brian probably had his back hit the turf maybe 10-plus times easily in that game. So I felt bad for Brian. But, yeah, Gary's good, but he doesn't play enough, so I couldn't put him in there.
Yeah, that's exactly why he wasn't there. All right, so let's move on to defensive tackle. We both have your guy, Rich. And then Kyle has Swags, Maurice Lyles, the big defensive tackle. I forget what number he is.
I think he's 72, if I'm not
Ah,
mistaken.
and then I have Quill, who we talked about earlier. He's my other star defensive tackle. We
Yeah.
both also. Oh wait, so you changed one of your linebackers. I won't say which one, but we both have Omar Katanani and Eric Blunt.
Yeah, I actually ended up, I really, this was the last position that I filled up was the second linebacker spot. And it took me a while to figure, like, who else is like a linebacker that really stands out to me? And I was trying to think, and the other name that came to mind was James Abdullah, but he's not in the league this year, so I couldn't pick him. But then, sure enough, guy on his team is Eric Blunt, and I just had forgotten about him. When I saw you list him, I said, oh, well, that's my guy. That's who I'm picking.
Yeah. All right, so let's go defensive backs. This is the position I had the most trouble with because once again, the depth, and then the fact that I am definitely not fast enough to play wide receiver or defensive back. It's hard for me to compare. But Zach Romjohn is another guy we both agreed on. This guy, every time I feel like I was watching the games, he had a pick or two. Just made highlight plays all over the field.
Yeah, and listen, if there's a fourth receiver, you figure maybe he goes in there, Horace. Could you think of another one? Like if we got a fourth wide receiver spot.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he played really well on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he really dominated the game that we played them in. And we lost that game 6-8. And if we win that game, Horace, we're in the playoffs. But and that's game 1 of the season. But Zach Romjohn killed us in that game. He's an excellent, excellent player. And then we both have Kyle Span, another Gladiators player, who I think he played in about 7 games this year. He ended up injuring his knee. You didn't really see his full potential, but definitely was very solid, even on a hurt knee.
Yeah, he was actually he literally played safety as the safety net. He cleaned up everything.
Yeah, and actually the play that he hurt his knee on, it was just a tremendous play. It was good old Dave from VS used to play with him last year, Horace. He breaks open on a play, and Collis, Collis is a trainer. He really works on speed, just a very, very fast player. He hawks him down and dives for a tackle and saves the touchdown. So he ended up hurting his knee on that play. Tremendous player as well, and he actually played some quarterback this year. So I put Brandon as one of my other defensive backs. Thought about putting him at quarterback. You have him at quarterback, Horace, so you obviously couldn't put him here as much as you'd wanted to, but yeah, he's a ball hawk back there. He's got – how tall is Brandon, 6'2"?
Yeah, he about 6'2".
Yeah, and he's got some ups. Obviously, he knows how to read the quarterback's eyes, so really like him back there as a safety.
And then I had Josh Gordon in comparison. This guy was like 5'7", but he played really well for the Knights at corner. And then to wrap it up, you had Manny Sweeney, the 6'4" wonder kid, and then I had Kevin Scholl, the older man.
Yeah, he's a really solid, gritty player. But you're gonna tell me I get to choose one guy to play defense for me, Manny or Kevin Scholl. I'm gonna take Manny, although I'd want Kevin too. But
I mean, can't go wrong with either. As for flex spots, you went with another defensive back in Jeff DeZuter, and then I went with Omar Yusa, the guy I say allows the Knights to go with a 3-man pass rush.
Yeah, Omar's very good as well. And they're both Knights players, but I just feel like Jeff, he gives you a little bit more. And if we're talking about a utility player, a guy that can do multiple things, I'm going to go with Jeff. Yeah, you could slide Omar to different spots on the line. He could play D tackle, he could play DN, but I feel like Jeff gives you a little bit more.
All right, so we're getting a little lengthy on time. Do you want to talk MVP, offensive player, and defensive player?
Yeah, let's roll right through it, and we also want to hear from Ardell and Omar. We want you guys to give your take on these awards as well. Who would you pick for that? So MVP, I'm going to go off. I'm going to say it. Brandon Bowen. Listen, quarterback. He won the championship for you guys. If he's not playing quarterback, I don't know that you guys do that. So I pick Brandon MVP.
No argument
here. It's a quarterback award too, by the way. MVP is always a quarterback award.
Yeah. So who are your guys' MVPs? Because I'm in agreement with Kyle. I chose Brandon as well.
Yeah, he's my quarterback. My quarterback is MVP.
I think that's why we don't have the trophy with us. I decided to give it to our MVP.
Okay. So what about offensive player of the year?
You go first on this one, Horace.
All right. So going off the list, I was like, I can't go with offensive player and not have the guy off my All-Pro thing. I went with Mustafa Abbasi. I think this year more than any other year, he really helped out Rajab. Sometimes I felt like Rajab didn't even like see his other receivers.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, Horace, we're in agreement again, my man. I picked Mustafa as well. I don't know his stats, but stats don't always tell the whole story. But we're talking. Listen, I heard of plays triple coverage late in the game. You know it's going to Mustafa. He still goes up, catches the ball for touchdowns. Teams know he's going to get the ball, but he still makes excellent plays. This guy is a tremendous player. Um, what else could you say? Um, I like to think of Offensive Player of the Year as a non-quarterback award. And what player on offense gives more to their team? And I'm talking non-quarterbacks than Mustafa Bassi. I don't know. Excuse me, Ardell. Who would you pick as Offensive Player of the Year? And listen, you're up there yourself. You're certainly a candidate. Are you going to pick yourself? Are you going to pick someone else?
Well, I mean, obviously I'd pick myself, but if I had to lose to somebody, it'd be Mustafa. Only because I watch. I have to give credit, respect where respect is due. The guy, he's the only guy I can see that does triple coverage just like I do triple coverage. So I can't take anything away from the guy.
All right, what about you, Omar?
I honestly, if you're talking about a player that means so much to his team, at least this season, I mean, I can't say AD is that person for us as well. He's a very important piece to our puzzle. But Mustafa, yes, for his team, like without him, there is no union. And I
All
think the
right.
chemistry that he has with Rajab is just phenomenal. And Mustafa, I went to school with him since kindergarten. I know him very well. But he, mashallah, is a beast. Athlete, pushes himself. He's very disciplined, just as Brennan is, I swear. He just really pushes himself to be good at what he does, and he put in the work. But this season, if I was trying to say overall, in for every single game played this season, I would really give it to Ardell. I mean, like he really showed us that we never had a quarterback that could do that. Throw him those balls, test him, and really show me what Ardell has to give. I always told myself, okay, fine, he's fast. Okay, we know he can catch some balls, but this season he really proved that he can catch, he can run, and that's why for me, I think I would pick AD for this one. I mean,
All
Thanks,
right.
guy.
I shouldn't pick all my players from my team, but to be honest, this my team this season, our team, really everyone just dug deep and really, really just showed a different person totally. I think if everyone didn't have that idea and that commitment and that focus, we wouldn't have won this season. But everyone really just showed that they deserve to, I guess, all be MVPs or champions, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I think I'll definitely go with AD for this one.
Okay,
All
and certainly a very good choice because, like we said, look where you guys were last year. You guys were really struggling offensively without him, and comes back this year, and you're right back in the championship. All right, so Defensive Player of the Year. Let's start off with you, Omar. Are you going to choose someone from your team?
I mean, the crazy, the crazy thing is, I am actually. I was gonna say defensive player
I
of
think
the
I know where he's
year.
going with this one.
Well, I honestly just, I guess, because I mean, I can't I'm trying to think of who else would I think is. I think the toughest position in defense is the cornerback position. That's what I think. And if I were to say who's the best corner in this league, it is great. But I would give that to Cootie because Cootie, I know he can play linebacker. Or he's played linebacker for me before. He's a dominant force in that linebacker position. But as a cornerback, I think he's top one too. And I think this year he's really proved multiple times that he can do it. I know Mustafa had a huge grab on him at the end of the Union game, but he caught a couple of ones on him before that in that game, and the same thing Manny. Like, I mean, I think if I were to pick someone, I'd pick Cootie from my team as well.
right. What about you, Ardell? Who you guys are Defensive Player of the Year?
Um, just I'm just going off of the guys I've played against. Um, my pick has to be Bean. Um,
Hey, Bean's versatile guy.
yeah,
Probably
it's just
racked up the sacks, played man coverage on you guys. Like,
it's
what
just
can you not do?
I'm a versatile guy. I can be put in any spot on offense, and when I'm put on any spot on offense, he's put on any spot in defense, wherever I'm at. So if you can do that, then if and it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not just with me. I'm pretty sure he does that with every team. But the guy caught a interception and almost ran it back. He kind of blew a tire, but other than that, the guy can be put
I think he can play safety. I mean, the guy can play everything on defense, so I got to give it to Bean.
All right, Kyle.
I totally agree with Ardell. I picked him as well. Bean, Ahmed Harris. I mean, listen, you're talking. He goes everywhere on defense, and I was really impressed with him last season. And I'm not sure. I definitely think I had him as defensive rookie of the year last year. Certainly was in consideration for my defensive player of the year last year. But this year, I just got a whole new level of respect for him because I saw him doing everything last year. You know, he's covering, he's playing safety, linebacker. You know, he's stopping the run. You know, he's running downfield. But then this year, I see him, from a stand-up rush position going against me, and I like to think I'm at least a decent blocker off the edge, and I'm just talking, he would win with speed, he would win with power. We'd completed a really long pass play once, and it got called back because I held him straight up, and I felt no sense of shame. Like, he straight up just beat the crap out of me, and I had to hold him on that play, or else he was going to kill our quarterback. But great player. So that's my defensive player of the year.
All right, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to choose Zach Ramjan. Like, that guy, like I said before, like, I felt like he had a pick almost every game, every time I watched. He was unbelievable. Like, that guy was just a turnover machine.
Yep, and, he's not only is he picking the ball off, but he's doing something with it, too. He's running it back 20 yards every time. So I think that's about going to do it for us. Any closing thoughts, guys? Because we really, this one's really long in the tooth.
Yeah, I think we went over an hour here. So thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Great stuff, guys. Once again, congrats on the championship, and I'm
We're coming for you next year.
I'm not gonna say I hope you guys get another one, but I wish you guys all the best going forward.
Yeah, just don't down talk us. It'll be good.
All right.
God willing, we'll
guys.
see you guys this weekend.
Take it easy,
All-Star
guys.
game. All-Star game this Sunday, 10:30 Torpy. I got that right, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Inshallah.
All right, guys. Jam show. Assalamu alaikum. We're out.
That's all, guys.
Later.